Welcome back to No Fall Weddings, Week 10 recap. Happy Halloween to all you paganists out there. It's cold, it's November, and we got top 10 upsets, baby. Let's start with Miami, the U. Because when November hits, the real U stands up or falls all over themselves. Not just 2 weeks after losing to Louisville at home, they go to SMU, who hasn't beaten a top 10 team since, I think, the 70s, and SMU gets the overtime win 26-20. Mario Cristobal is now 4-9 in the month of November as the Miami coach. Carson Beck with his patented killer interception in overtime that leads to the loss. Personally, my favorite sports podcast is the Dan Le Batard Show, and they're based out of Miami, so I have to hear about them every day. And man, this was the year. This was the year. It was all building to this. Now, last year they had Cam Ward, insane offense, but the defense wasn't ready. But they go out, they recruit, they get the transfer portal, and this was all setting up. Carson Beck's got all this supposed experience at the quarterback position that's going to lead them to maybe the Final Four, maybe the championship. You got the great defense. Bain as the D end, going to be a top 10 pick. Best offensive line in football. Malachi Tony, this crazy freshman wide receiver that comes out of nowhere. And they just lay an egg. And that's all Mario Cristobal. That's all him because the track record speaks for itself. This guy is an insane recruiter. He must go into those rooms, those houses, and just hypnotize players and their parents because he can get them. Just an insane recruiter, but an average to below average game day coach. Maybe it's not just game day anymore. Maybe it's the preparation. Maybe it's the practice. Maybe it's the scouting. Because when November hits, everything just falls off the wheels. I even got suckered in earlier in the year, and yep, that's my fault. Should never trust the U. The U is not back. Let's head to the SEC where Vanderbilt played Texas. And again, I'm talking about top 10 upsets. In the beginning of the year, you would have thought, oh man, Vanderbilt beat Texas, a top 10 team, maybe a top 5 team, maybe the number 1 team like they were in the preseason. No. Texas upsets number 9 Vanderbilt. It's still weird to say. And you know why it's weird to say? Because nobody really believed Vanderbilt was a top 10 team. Diego Pavia is a fun quarterback. I'm happy for the nerds of the South. Pretty cool that they can keep the SEC afloat when it comes to academics. But we really knew they weren't a top 10 team. And there's a reason Texas was like 4.5-point favorites yesterday. Longhorns just attacked them early. I think they were up 34-10 before Vanderbilt made a pretty great comeback. Even the onside kick they almost got, which would have been really interesting. But Arch Manning starting to look a little better. 328 yards, 3 touchdowns, no interceptions. If he didn't come in with all this hype, not just the Manning name, but if everyone in the media didn't just fall all over themselves, oh, the Heisman winner, the number 1 NFL draft pick, he would be going through what most first-year starting quarterbacks go through. Highs and lows, right? But when you are the next dude, you can't have those lows. Another top 10 upset that probably no one thought at the beginning of the year, Georgia Tech. Man, what happened yesterday? Losing 48-36 to NC State. Ugh. My dude, Hayes King, one of the most fun quarterbacks to watch, had 400 passing yards, 100 rushing yards. Vince Young never even did that, but they just flat out forgot how to play defense. I don't know if the pressure got to them. I mean, they moved all the way up to number 8 in the rankings, and really they had free sailing till Georgia to the end of the year, and maybe they just started looking ahead. And giving up 48 points to NC State is not good, and it's not promising. Again, when you got Georgia coming up soon, the ACC is in shambles right now. Their 2 best teams, Miami, Georgia Tech, both taking L yesterday. Not looking good. Probably only going to get 1 team in the CFP because Clemson sure as shit ain't getting in there. Did they really lose to Duke at home? Did they give up 46 points? Oh, Dabo. Listen, we were firing all these coaches, James Franklin, Brian Kelly. We didn't really get to talk about it. Now, I don't like when these coaches get fired because it's the hater in me. Like, I want to watch them lose. I don't want to watch them get fired. Where's the fun in that? Now they're gone. And I can't laugh when they lose. Dabo, you can't lose to Duke. You're going to get fired. The most overrated matchup of the day, goes to Woso and his Oklahoma Sooners, going into Rocky Top, Tennessee, and beating them 33-27. It's a good win, Woso. I mean, I still don't think you're a very good team because if you look at Tennessee's schedule, my God, they have beaten nobody with a pulse, with any kind of winning record. They are the most overrated team in college football. They have 3 losses. They'll probably still be ranked in the top 20 because of the SEC. But shout out to Oklahoma. You go on the road. That's a tough environment to play. At night, they had their blackout, which looks pretty cool. And I wish Ohio State could replicate that. But all of a sudden, I know I kind of wrote Oklahoma off last week, but that's a big win. And in 2 weeks, you go to Alabama. You win that, might have to have a conversation. All right, let's do some quick hits around the country. First up, Georgia. I don't know what to do with Georgia. There's some games that they put up 50 points, but also give up 45 points, and they look like the Texas Tech of the mid-2000s. And then yesterday, they're just slogging around against Florida, who has 5 losses, just fired their coach, and it takes 10 points in the fourth quarter to beat them 24-20. And there was a questionable replay going on there on that deep pass by Florida that would have put him at the 20-yard line with 2 minutes to go. I don't know. I get the idea of whatever's called on the field, you have to have indisputable evidence to overturn it. Sometimes I think that's just kind of flawed because these refs are terrible. Let's be honest. So just because they get the wrong call initially, now we have to have this great visual evidence to overturn it when not every stadium, not every game has 30 angles and slow motion to do it. I think he caught it. I think he got his forearms underneath. But because there wasn't this 8K resolution replay, we had to stick with it on the field. And also, this is when the conspiracy theorists come out. Georgia needed that win. SEC needed that win. SEC wants to get, all 12 teams in the college football playoff, obviously. They need their top teams to win. So Georgia losing there, they would have their second loss. Now we start questioning that. Funny, they get the call. Indiana continues to be a juggernaut on offense, putting up 50 again in Maryland. I'm telling you, this. I really hope it does come down to Indiana, Ohio State in that Big Ten championship game. Fast track, our defense versus that offense. That'll be fun to watch. I don't know if Cincinnati had a chance at the CFP, but their dreams are crushed. Utah goes in and beats them pretty handily, too. That team up north looked a little sluggish against 2-win Purdue. I have to admit, Michigan might have the best running back in the Big Ten. That kid scares me every time I check. He's having 140 yards, 3 touchdowns. They're running the ball much better than they were last year, and it's not because they're running more. I saw the stat that they're only running it like 1 or 2 more times per carry, but they're averaging almost 1.5 yards more per carry. And then that averages out. It's a shame they're paying their bum-ass fresh quarterback $12 million to do nothing but hand it off. Bill Belichick, hey, welcome to the W column. Gets his first ACC win at the hands of Syracuse, a team down the 90. And I know Syracuse lost their quarterback, and that really stinks. But, hey, Belichick, NFL, maybe? I mean, you finally proved you can win something, NFL? All right, it's that time of the week where I hit my personal teams up. Notre Dame. Yeesh. I don't know what it is. Every year, we have to just play down to the worst team on our schedule. I think Marcus Freeman thought we were still on a bye week. Turnovers, missed kick, penalties, dumb passes. Defense giving up 20 play drives that took almost 10 minutes, 11 minutes off the third quarter. That can't happen. We do have 2 losses. I keep saying we just went out, we're going to make the CFP, but got to look a little better than that against a lonely Boston College team. But thank God for Jeremiah Love.
And awfully impressive. After the interception by Don Schuler, Jeremiah Love, full head of steam, and there he goes. Love off to the races. Will reach the end zone for the Fighting Irish touchdown and wake up the echoes.
My Buckeyes let Penn State think they had a chance for about 30 minutes, then decided to blitz them in the second half, 21-0, and hold Penn State to under 200 yards. And by the end of it, another dominating win against Penn State. Julian Sayin, my quarterback, 3 incompletions, 4 touchdowns. Is that good? Still, one of my issues with this team, though, is the running game. We keep trying to force it, and it's just not there. It's just not there. I don't think we have the elite running back to make people miss in the hole. I don't think we have the dominating push up front with the offensive line. And there's just certain drives where we just have to run it because I don't know if it's a toughness thing. It's a Ryan Day thing. I swear. Like Urban Meyer had the toughness, right? If we need to get a first down, we could run it 3 times. We're gonna get it. And Ryan Day was the offensive coordinator of some of those teams. And I just sometimes wish he would just think of Mike Leach and Texas Tech, air raid. Screw it. We can't run the ball. We got the 2 best wide receivers in football. We might have the Heisman winner at quarterback. Throw it every time until somebody stops us. All right, let's do the play of the day. And speaking of those Ohio State wide receivers, oh, yeah, they have Jeremiah Smith. Just throw it to number 4. Even if it gets tipped, he's still going to find a way to catch it.
Saying over the middle. Oh, what a catch by Jeremiah Smith! Money on the rise!
Zakee Wheatley, number 6, is going to bat this ball up in the air. And then Smith goes up and just one-hands it. What are we doing?
Come on, man.
Give me that.
Like, what is that? That's alien shit. Like live, it was kind of hard to see. And on that replay, one hand, snatch it, bring it down, flex on him. It's really fun. Like every week I go back and forth saying, oh, Jeremiah Love, the running back from Notre Dame, is the best player in college football. And then I'm quickly reminded that Jeremiah Smith of Ohio State is the best player in college football. It's a great problem to have. Let's look ahead to the Week 11 preview. We got Navy at Notre Dame. Stupid Navy. Support the troops. But man, I really wish they would have won yesterday. They would have been undefeated coming to South Bend. Would have been a nice little caveat to the game. But I hate playing Navy every year. I can't wait till it's done. Just get out of there with a W. That stupid triple option. Oregon's going to Iowa. I've had bad experiences going to Iowa as an Iowa State fan. Don't look past them, Ducks. BYU and Texas Tech, another big Big 12 game. The winner will definitely be the favorite to win that conference going forward. A&M at Missouri. Missouri, I said earlier Tennessee was the most overrated team in the SEC. Missouri gives them a run for their money with that. A&M, they're not overrated. That's a good team. Now, they've had some close wins, but they've shown me enough that no, these guys can play. And hey, if you want to be the best team in the SEC, go to Missouri and spank them. And last but not least, LSU and Alabama. That's kind of been for the last 15 years like the best unofficial rivalry in college football. It'll be interesting to see how LSU plays post Brian Kelly. Do you get that boost from firing the coach, or do you come out flat? But what I just realized is I can start rooting for LSU again. LSU's always been like my favorite SEC team. You got to root for some team in each conference who you hate the least because you definitely want them to beat the teams you really hate, like Alabama, like USC. Like you hate those teams, you need somebody else to beat them. LSU was that team with Les Miles and then Ed Orgeron. Like I always rooted for them, like better them than Alabama. But once Brian Kelly got there, couldn't root for him. That sucked. But now that he's gone, go Tigers. Thank you for watching No Fall Weddings, part of the Co-Working Universe. Please like, comment, and subscribe. We'll see everybody next Sunday. OH.